Commander Vex stood frozen, his 3 eyes wide with shock. The human was still standing, blood dripping from his arms, breathing hard. And then the human smiled. "Can I go again?" Vex's hands trembled. In 300 years, no one had survived the death run. Not once. But this human wanted more. The galaxy knew one truth. Humans were weak. Small bodies. Thin skin. They broke easily. Commander Vex believed this too. He commanded the toughest training base in the Alliance. The death run was his pride. 50 obstacles designed to push alien warriors to their limits. Only the strongest survived. Then Earth joined the Alliance, and they sent soldiers. Vex laughed when he saw them. So small, so fragile. These humans will die on day 1, he told his officers. Sergeant Jake Morrison stepped forward. Average height, normal build, nothing special. He looked at the death run course. Mountains of razor wire, pools of acid, gravity wells that crush bones. "Sir, when do we start?" Jake asked. Vex scales rippled with amusement. "Human, do you understand? This course kills trained warriors. You are soft." Jake smiled. "Then I guess we'll find out, sir." The other alien recruits whispered. Some laughed. Humans were a joke. Everyone knew it. The alarm screamed. 50 recruits charged forward. Jake ran with them. The first obstacle appeared. The wall of blades. Spinning razor discs moving at deadly speed. Most aliens had armor like skin. Jake had only his uniform. "The human will die here," Vex said to his second officer. But Jake did not stop. He watched the pattern, counted the seconds. Then he moved. His body twisted between the blades. So close they cut his sleeves. But he made it through. Vex leaned forward. Luck. Nothing more. The second obstacle came. The gravity crush. 10 times normal gravity. Aliens dropped to their knees. Their strong bodies struggling. Jake fell too. But he did not stop. He crawled. Inch by inch. Blood vessels breaking in his eyes. His fingers clawing the ground. Impossible. Vex whispered. Humans are too weak for this. But Jake stood up, and he kept moving. Vex watched his monitor. 30 recruits had already quit. 15 were in medical care. Only 5 remained. And one of them was human. This cannot be, Vex said. But deep inside, something changed. A small crack in his belief. What if everything they knew about humans was wrong? Jake's hands were bleeding, his legs shaking. But he smiled. Why? Because ahead of him, the strongest aliens in the galaxy were failing, and he was still moving forward. Obstacle number 7 appeared. The acid lake, green liquid that melted metal in seconds. Ropes hung above it. Aliens swung across using their powerful arms. Jake grabbed the rope. His human hands burned from earlier obstacles. He swung. Halfway across, his grip failed. He dropped. No. An alien recruit shouted. But Jake caught the rope with his legs, hanging upside down, the acid inches from his face. He pulled himself up, hand over hand, his body screaming in pain. He reached the other side, collapsed, then stood again. How? Vex asked no one. How is he still moving? By obstacle 12, only 3 remained. 2 massive Krellian warriors, built like tanks, skin like stone, and 1 human. The Krellians looked at Jake, respect in their eyes now, not mockery. Obstacle 15 arrived, the heat chamber, temperatures that melted most metals. The Krellians had natural heat resistance. Jake had nothing. He stepped inside anyway. The air burned his lungs. His skin turned red. But he remembered something. His instructor back on Earth. Pain is just information. You choose what to do with it. Jake walked through the fire, step by step. When he came out, his uniform was smoking, but he was still standing. 1 Krellian warrior stopped. I quit, he said. If the human can do this, I have no excuses. 20 obstacles remained. Jake and 1 Krellian warrior continued. Vex watched every moment now. His officers silent beside him. Commander, 1 officer said, the human's body is failing. His medical readings are critical. I know, Vex said, but look at him. He is not stopping. The last Krellian warrior fell at obstacle 35, not from failure, from exhaustion. He looked at Jake. Finish this human. For both of us. Jake nodded. Now he was alone, the only one left in the death run. Vex activated the announcement system. His voice echoed across the base. All personnel, watch your screens. A human is attempting the impossible. Thousands of aliens stopped their training. Everyone watched, because in 300 years no one had ever reached obstacle 40. And this fragile human from Earth was 5 obstacles away from history. Jake's vision was blurry. His body wanted to shut down. But he could see the finish line now. Just 5 more obstacles. 5 more impossible tests. An entire alliance was watching. The obstacle appeared. Not physical. Mental. Illusions designed to break a soldier's mind. Fear made real. Jake stepped inside. Immediately he saw Earth burning. His family screaming. His friends dying. It was not real. He knew that, but his brain did not care. Most aliens lasted 30 seconds before quitting. Jake closed his eyes. Not real. He whispered. Not real. He walked forward blind, trusting his memory of the path. The illusion screamed at him, showed him his worst nightmares. But he kept walking. 2 minutes later he stepped out, tears on his face, but still moving. Vex stood from his chair. By the ancestors he beat, the mind breaker. Jake did not remember the next obstacles, clearly later. His body was running on pure will now. Obstacle 47, the blade maze. Cuts covered his arms. Obstacle 48, the electric grid. Burns marked his skin. Obstacle 49, the void jump. A leap across darkness. He barely made it. Every alien on the base was watching now. Training had stopped. Everyone stood silent. This human was 3 meters from the finish line. He is going to do it. Vex officer whispered. A human is going to complete the death run. Obstacle 50 appeared. The summit, a vertical climb. 50 meters straight up. No ropes. Just small handholds in smooth metal. Jake looked up. His hands could not grip anymore. His legs were shaking. Blood dripped from dozens of cuts. Human, Vex's voice came through speakers. You can stop. You have proven yourself. No shame in stopping now. Jake looked at the camera, smiled through broken lips. Not how we do things, sir. He jumped, grabbed the first handhold, started climbing. Every pull was agony. His fingers slipped. He fell 2 meters, caught himself, kept climbing. At 30 meters, his body gave up. He hung there, unable to move up or down. It is over, an officer said, but then Jake screamed, a raw sound, and he pulled 1 more meter, then another, his body beyond limits, beyond what should be possible. He reached the top, collapsed, his hand slapped the finish button. Sirens blared. The death run was complete. Vex ran to the course. Medical teams rushed forward. Jake lay at the summit, barely breathing, but alive. Vex knelt beside him. Human, what you did today is impossible. Jake's eyes opened, blood on his teeth, and he whispered, Sir, can I go again? The medical bay was silent. Every doctor stared at Jake's readings. Broken bones, torn muscles, system-wide damage. He should be dead. But he was sitting up in bed, asking for food. And Commander Vex could not believe what he was hearing. The human wanted to run the course again. Dr. Zena examined Jake. She was a Vexian, one of the best medical officers in the fleet. Commander, this makes no sense. His bone density is average. His muscle fiber is weak compared to other species. Yet he survived what kills our strongest warriors. How? Vex asked. His brain, sir. Humans have something we do not. They can ignore pain signals, override survival instincts. Their bodies try to stop them, but their minds push forward anyway. Vex looked at Jake through the window. The human was laughing with the nurses, already planning his recovery. That is not an advantage. Vex said, that is insane. Yes, sir. Zena agreed, but it is also why they are still here. Earth is a death world. Everything there tried to kill them, so they evolved to be stubborn. News of Jake's achievement spread fast. Across the Alliance, military leaders watched the footage. Debates exploded on every channel. Humans are tougher than we thought. One exception does not change the species. But what if they are all like this? The Krellian High Command sent a message. We want humans in our special forces. Immediately, the Therians requested human training instructors. Even the Zorathians who hated Earth went quiet. Respect replacing mockery. 3 days later, Jake was cleared for light duty. Vex called him to his office. Sits Sergeant Morrison. Jake sat, still bandaged, still bruised, but his eyes were clear. I need to understand. Vex said, why did you ask to run the course again? You nearly died. Jake thought for a moment. Sir, on Earth we have a saying. If it does not kill you, it makes you stronger. The death run taught me my limits. Now I want to push past them. That is insane. Yes, sir. Probably is. Jake smiled. But that is humans for you. We do not know when to quit. It is why we survived when our planet tried to kill us. It is why we made it to space. We are too stubborn to die. Vex's scales rippled. Not with amusement now. With understanding. Maybe fear. Vex made a decision. He opened his computer. Started typing a report to Alliance Command. Subject: Reevaluation of human combat potential. Because if one average human could do the impossible, what could 1,000 do? What could 1,000,000 do? The galaxy was about to find out. And Vex was not sure if that was wonderful or terrifying. 2 months passed. Jake's wounds healed. His body recovered. And Commander Vex made an announcement that shocked the entire base. Sergeant Morrison will attempt the death run again. This time we will see if his success was luck or something more. The base buzzed with excitement. Aliens from every corner of the Alliance requested to watch. The death run arena was packed. Thousands of soldiers in the stands. Jake stood at the starting line. Alone. No other recruits this time. Just him in the course. Vex spoke through the speakers. Sergeant Morrison, you do not have to do this. You have already proven yourself. I know, sir, Jake replied, but I did not come here to prove anything. I came here to improve. The crowd murmured. Humans were strange. Brave, yes, but strange. The alarm sounded. Jake exploded forward. Immediately, everyone noticed the difference. He was faster, smoother. At the wall of blades, he did not hesitate. He had memorized the pattern. Flowed through like water. The gravity crush appeared. Last time he crawled. This time he walked. Slow but steady. His body adapted. Stronger now. Impossible. Vex whispered. He is improving on an impossible course. Obstacle after obstacle. Jake moved with purpose. He knew where the pain would come. Prepared for it. Accepted it. Used it. At obstacle 20, he was 3 minutes faster than his first run. The crowd was silent now. This was not luck. This was skill. Evolution. Growth. But Vex had changed something. A secret test. At obstacle 35, he activated the emergency protocol. The obstacles became harder. Faster. Deadlier. Sir, an officer protested. That setting is for simulation only. It is designed to be impossible. I know, Vex said, but I need to see. How far can human really go? Jake hit the new obstacles. Immediately he felt the change. These were different. Harder. He stumbled at obstacle 36. Blood sprayed from a new cut, but he smiled. There it is. The real test. And he kept pushing. Jake reached obstacle 45. The same place where he had almost quit last time. But now the obstacles were twice as hard. The entire Alliance watched. Cameras broadcasting across 100 worlds. And Commander Vex realized something. He was not testing Jake anymore. Jake was testing him. Testing the Alliance. Asking one simple question. Is this really the best you've got? The answer would change everything. Jake stood at obstacle 50. The summit. But it was different now. Twice as high. The handholds were smaller. The metal was slick with oil. Vex had made it truly impossible. And Jake was laughing. Actually laughing. Now this is interesting. Jake jumped. Grabbed the first handhold. His fingers slipped immediately. He fell, caught himself with his feet, pulled back up. The crowd gasped. Even with the original settings, the summit was brutal. With Vex changes, it was suicide. But Jake kept climbing. When his hands failed, he used his elbows. When his arms gave out, he used his legs. When his body screamed to stop, his mind said, "Not yet." At 70 meters, he could not move, hanging by 3 fingers. Sweat and blood mixing. "Stop this." An officer begged Vex. "We are killing him." "No," Vex said quietly. "We are discovering what humans really are." Jake looked down. 100-meter drop. Then he looked up. 20 meters to go. And he made a choice. He let go. The crowd screamed. But Jake was not falling. He had jumped sideways, grabbed a different section, used the momentum to swing higher. A move no one had ever tried. Too dangerous. Too crazy. He grabbed, held, pulled, and kept climbing. Jake reached the summit, slapped the finish button, collapsed. The base erupted. Aliens from 100 different species cheering. Some crying. Others just shocked into silence. Vex ran to the summit, climbed up himself, found Jake lying there, breathing hard, smiling. "Why?" Vex asked. "Why do you push so hard?" Jake looked at the sky. "Because we are new here, sir. The youngest species in the Alliance. Everyone thinks we are weak, fragile, temporary. But we are not." He sat up. "We survived ice ages, plagues, wars. We climbed out of caves and touched the stars. Not because we are strong, because we refuse to give up." Vex helped him stand. "You have changed my mind, Sergeant. About humans, about limits, about what is possible." 1 week later, Jake returned to Earth. The Alliance had granted humanity full military status. Human soldiers were now requested across the galaxy. But before he left, Vex gave him something. A recording device. "What is this?" Jake asked. "A message. For your people. For the humans still looking up at the stars, wondering if they belong here." Jake played it. Vex's voice came through. "To humanity. For 300 years, the death run has stood as the ultimate test. Thousands have tried. Hundreds have failed. Most species send their absolute best. Their genetic elite. Their engineered warriors. But Earth sent an average soldier. A normal human. And he did not just complete the course. He asked to do it again. Harder. Because that is what humans do. They do not know the meaning of impossible. So I say this to every human listening. The galaxy thought you were weak. We were wrong. You are not strong because of your bodies. You are strong because of your spirit. Welcome to the Alliance. We are glad you are here." Jake smiled, looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, millions of humans were dreaming of space, wondering if they were good enough, strong enough, brave enough. Now they had their answer. The alarm on the training base sounded. A new group of recruits lined up, 50 aliens, and for the first time 10 humans. Commander Vex watched them. The humans looked nervous, small, fragile, just like Jake had. One human stepped forward. "Sir, when do we start?" Vex's scales rippled, but this time not with mockery, with a smile. "Welcome to the death run," he said. "Try not to make it look too easy." 6 months passed since Jake Morrison completed the death run twice. His name became legend across the galaxy. But Jake was not the story anymore. 10 new humans stood at the starting line. And the entire Alliance wanted to see if Jake was special or if all humans were like this. Commander Vex watched the new recruits. 5 men, 5 women, all average soldiers from Earth. Nothing special about them, just like Jake. Among them stood Corporal Maria Santos. Small frame, quiet voice. She looked at the death run course, her hands trembling slightly. "Are you afraid, Corporal?" Vex asked her. "Yes, sir," Maria answered honestly. "But fear does not mean stop. It means pay attention." Vex nodded. Wise words. Beside Maria stood Private Chin. Young, barely 20 years old. He stretched his arms, rolled his shoulders, ready to go. The other alien recruits watched the humans carefully now. No more laughter. No more mockery. They had seen the footage. They knew what humans could do. A massive Krellian warrior approached Maria. "You are small even for a human. Why are you here?" Maria looked up at him. He was 3 times her size. "Because someone has to show that size does not matter. Determination does." The Krellian smiled. "I look forward to seeing you try." The alarm sounded. 100 recruits charged forward. 10 humans among them. The galaxy watched. The wall of blades appeared first. The humans moved together. They had studied Jake's footage, learned his patterns. All 10 made it through without injury. Vex leaned forward. They learned. They adapted. Impressive. The gravity crush came next. Aliens dropped, their powerful bodies struggling. The humans fell too, but they did not stop. They crawled, just like Jake had, supporting each other, calling out encouragement. "Come on, Chun." Maria shouted. "Just a little more." Chin gritted his teeth, pulled himself forward, made it through. By obstacle 1030 recruits had quit, but all 10 humans were still moving. The alien recruits noticed, started watching the humans, learning from them. If these small, fragile creatures could do it, maybe they could too. Obstacle 15 arrived. The heat chamber. Maria stepped inside first. The heat hit her like a wall. She remembered Jake's words from the recordings. Pain is just information. She walked through, step by step, her skin burning. But she made it. One by one, the other humans followed. All 10 emerged, smoking, exhausted, but standing. Vex stood from his chair, his officers beside him speechless. "Commander," an officer whispered, "what have we allowed into the Alliance?" Vex watched the humans push forward. Not the strongest species, not the fastest, not the toughest, but something else. Something the galaxy had never seen before. The future. Vex said quietly, "We have allowed the future into the Alliance." Obstacle 25 arrived. The breaking point. A test designed to make recruits quit through pure physical pain. Sharp edges, crushing pressure, extreme cold. Most aliens stopped here, their bodies refusing to continue. Private Chin reached it first. He stepped inside. Immediately his face went pale. The cold burned his skin. The pressure crushed his chest. He dropped to one knee. "Chun!" Maria shouted. "You can do this." But Chin could not move. His body was shutting down. He looked back at Maria. "I cannot. I am sorry." Maria ran forward, grabbed his arm. "Yes, you can. We do not leave each other behind. That is what makes us human." She pulled him up. Together they walked through the obstacle, supporting each other. When Chen's legs failed, Maria held him. When Maria's strength gave out, Chen pushed forward. They emerged together, collapsed together, then stood together. Vex watched in silence. Other species competed alone, fought alone, survived alone. But humans were different. They were stronger together. By Obstacle 30, only 20 recruits remained. 8 aliens. All 12 humans still fighting. But they were failing, their bodies breaking down. At Obstacle 33, a massive Thorian warrior fell. His leg shattered. He screamed in pain. The other aliens kept moving. That was the rule. Keep going. Leave the fallen behind. But Maria stopped. Look back at the Thorian. "Human, what are you doing?" Vex's voice came through speakers. "Continue the course." Maria ignored him, ran back to the Thorian. "Sir, can you stand?" The Thorian stared at her. "Why do you care? I am not your species, not your concern. You are hurt. That is my concern." Maria put his arm over her shoulder. "Chun, help me." Chun ran back. Together they carried the massive warrior toward the medical station, losing precious time, losing their chance to complete the course. Vex activated the emergency stop. The course powered down. He ran onto the field. "What are you doing, humans? You could complete this. You could make history." Maria looked at him, her eyes tired but clear. "Sir Jake Morrison taught us something. Completing the course matters. But what we are matters more. We do not leave people behind. Ever. Even if it costs us everything." The Thorian warrior looked at Maria and Chun, tears in his ancient eyes. "No one has ever done this for me." Maria smiled. "Welcome to humanity, sir. This is what we do." Vex stood frozen. For 300 years he had trained warriors, taught them strength, taught them survival. But these humans were teaching him something new. Real strength was not about finishing first. It was about finishing together. The entire alliance was watching, and in that moment, everything changed. Humanity was not just another species. They were something the galaxy desperately needed. They were hope. The end.